Hello, my people. We are actually going live. This is Jack Daniels of the Boxing Trainers Channel, and obviously I haven't been on for a few days. That's because I've been tinkering and pulling and jigging and jamming at my equipment, trying to get it up to speed so I can be in the game like every other commentator slash boxing analyst that's in the game. So that being said, I'm actually live. We are actually live. And that means that there's a live chat at hand. So for those who would like to facilitate with me uh, in the game, in the interest of boxing, let the record reflect that we are live, and I am inviting y'all to engage uh, in the chat. So that being said, there is some interesting uh, news that came uh, to me in regards to two lovely female boxers who I did a podcast on the ladies once before, and the um, show was about I don't believe that there's not enough being said about the female boxers, right? I mean, we try to be fair and equal in everything that we do as human beings towards both species, the female and the male. But somewhere in the scheme of boxing, the females sort of get left out. So I want to do a little bit to try to change that. And I think that's in the best interest of being fair, right? The world is supposed to be about fundamental fairness to everybody. Everybody gets a piece of the pie when it comes to being treated fairly. And I believe that the women have uh, haven't, I should say, been treated fairly when it comes to uh, promotions and things of that sort in the boxing scheme of things. So I want to be one of the ones that speak out and have a sort of a say so when it comes to advocating the female, the ladies that go in the ring, put on the gear, work out, train to be champions and the likes thereof. So, with that being said, um, I want to from time to time try to come up with a, a good subject in regards to the female, the ladies that uh, do the heavy lifting in the boxing scheme of things. So, let the record reflect that we're going to have a few things to say about uh, uh, the so-called GOAT, Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields and Alycia Baumgargner have been really at it in the sense that they poke and jam it at one another, right? And although these are ladies, right, they don't spare the rod when it comes to the verbiages that they use to make their point against one another. And I like to also add that both of these young ladies are in two different weight classes. Clarissa Shields, I believe, is a light, no, excuse me, is a middleweight, right? She can go up and down, I think like to 154. I don't know about up, but I'm quite sure she can go down to 154. I would think as an athlete, she would be able to accomplish that. So, that being said, Alyssa, before we get to that, I think that we should take notice to the fact that Alyssa Shields is the first uh, undisputed champion of the world in the four belt era. She also has or has had two undisputed championships uh, centered around the four belt era. Clarissa Shields is 28 years old. She's 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. She's an orthodox. She has 14 wins, two knockouts, zero losses, uh, zero draws, and no stops. Right. That being said, she's an excellent. Obviously, she's an excellent boxer. Um, um, she's also been involved with MMA, right? The cage type boxing, if you will. And she was also successful in that regard as well. But I think, in all fairness, that she really came in fruition when she switched over to boxing and became undisputed and the likes thereof. And there's a lot of talk that goes on that centers around Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields, although she's a female and she's a big girl, she has had the notion to want to take on uh, male male boxers. And uh, 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 one of the male boxers, I'm trying to think this guy's name, Keith Thurman. How can I forget Keith Thurman's name? But anyway, that's another subject in and of itself. But she wants to take on Keith Thurman, and there's been a lot of chatter back and forth about that might be considered disrespectful. She being a female and the dominant strength of a male would automatically dominate Claressa Shields to the point where she couldn't possibly be effective against the brute strength of a man, right? That being said, Claressa Shields obviously feels otherwise because she has went on the record and said that she believes that she could take uh, Keith Thurman out, out, out. Those are her words, not mine, right? She thinks that she can beat Keith Thurman down. But like I said, there's controversy behind that because there's a lot of males that believe that Claressa Shields is crossing the line when it comes to respect because it's absolutely impossible for her to match up with Keith Thurman. But those are her words, not mine. So her counterpart, who has, like I said, been very vocal towards one another on the other side of Claressa Shields, is Alycia Baumgargner. Lisa Baumgargner is 28. She's 5'6" with a 66-inch arm reach. She's an orthodox, which is right-handed. She has 15 wins, 7 by KO, no losses, no stops, and no draw. Claressa Shields is also an undisputed champion at 130 pounds, right? So the thing is about Claressa Shields versus Alycia Baumgart is Alycia Baumgart is a small champion. She's a smaller woman, right? So and I think at one time the Lisa Baumgartner was calling out Claressa Shields, and Claressa Shields immediately pointed to the fact that they're in different weight classes, and if Alycia Baumgartner wants to try to challenge her, she needs to come up to uh, to the middleweight bracket, and they can discuss it at that junction. But until then, Lisa Shields, word not mine, she needs to shut her mouth. Wow, that's what she said. So, uh, uh, I just wanted to bring this up because, like I said, I don't think that there's enough chatter, enough uh, uh, backs and forth or promotion did around a female fighter. So that is something that I aim to bring a change to. Like I said, I am going to make mention of the females as they become greater and their reputations develops. I'm going to so develop with them because like I said, I think that it's only fair that we treat the the females with the same amount of respect as we treat the males. Now, uh, we don't seem to have anybody out there that wants to jump in and have a say so in regards to the subject matter, and that's okay. I just feel really good about the fact that um, my podcast, and in the sense that the technical things that other podcasts have that I didn't have, that I'm starting to get the things in place, the physical things in place that when you pull my podcast up, you'll see the different things that I've made available. And there's also a cash app that I've put up, a donation page, if you will. See, when I first started this show, I explained to the viewers that it wasn't just my intentions to get on and talk boxing. My intentions was and still are to do something before I leave planet Earth, historical in nature. And I one of the things that I have in mind is to create a boxing legacy, right, if you will, in the sense that I want to bring boxing back to its natural glory, right? Bring some, find a way to build some gyms, put some gyms up, and bring the kids back into the gyms and out of the street, and all that garbage and foolishness they involved themselves in. And I'm not going to say that this is the reason for why they do the things they do, because it's not. There's a lot of elements involved in why the younger generation has gravitated toward crime, gangs, and the thing that uh, negatively impact the younger generation's life. Period. Right. And it is my ambition to do something before I leave this planet, something of historical nature to help those that uh, seem to need help. And I think that all of us should take on an obligation such as the one that I've taken on. And I said that to say that I can't do this financially by myself, right? It's impossible at this juncture, right? It was a time when I was, moving and grooving. Yeah, I could have did some of those things, but I just don't want to envision or mixing the good with the things that I perpetrated on when I was a younger person in the street. I'm not going to do that, right? So I'm going to personally hold the world hostage in the sense that I am putting this obligation on those that hear this podcast help me to bring about change in the community, not just the community that I'm in, but the community. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is to accumulate some bags, as they say, right? And it's not a out of uh, out of sight expectation that I'm trying to. No, excuse me, I'm not trying to do anything that I'm engaging in. We can pull this off. So think about that when you think about the Cash App. The Cash App is $ Peggy. That's my little sister's name. 1950. $Peggy. 1950. So with that in mind, I'm gonna wrap this up. Hit the subscription button, hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think about uh the Claressa Shields and Alycia Baumgargner. And with that, I'm out.